In 1991, the first ever website went live. There was no content on the site, just a page of text. A few years later, the first video appeared on another website. Throughout history, YouTube's touch is wider than that of the entire news media giant, and technological leaps have created entirely new industries and economies. A big jump is happening. It's called the Metaverse, and it's going to change the way everything works. Since Mark Zuckerberg announced the Metaverse, every news outlet has begun to paint this dystopian future. In this future, all of us are destined to be a cog in this Metaverse machine, a ready player, a conscious existence in the online world where the Metaverse controls everything. The topic of this episode isn't about how big companies build the online world, it's about helping you understand what's going on and how you can benefit from it. The best way to understand this is to look at the Metaverse from a smaller perspective. Have you seen Ariana Grande's latest concert? She has a full concert in Fortnite. Imagine you told your friend a few years ago, in the future, Chopping Hand will be on tour in the online game. How will they react? This concert, however, did create a unique experience with a whole new level of interaction. Before this, there are some singers and DJs who have done the same thing, such as Marshmello, Travis Scott. According to Epic Games, more than 12.3 million players logged in to experience Travis Scott's concert. What makes this experience truly special is how it connects the real and virtual worlds. A lot of things are starting to overlap the real and the virtual. How do we interact with these two worlds? What exactly is the Metaverse? What is the state of the Metaverse now? Like the internet in the 90s, all you need is a modem, a phone line, and a few dollars a month to get a glimpse of the future. Technically, the Metaverse is the next generation of the internet. It is in the middle of Web 3.0, blockchain, and VR or AR. It is the combination of these three elements that make this possible. We need to look at these three parts separately. Let's start with Web 3.0, the new generation of the internet. Yes, there are different versions of the internet. Web 1.0's internet looks simpler, usually just one page, just a page with a lot of text, and some hyperlinks to more text. There is no interaction and no user-generated content. Web 2.0 is the internet we use now. It is primarily community-based, and user-generated content is highly interactive. For example, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can do a lot of things on these social platforms. Here's a very important thing. In the entire Web 2.0 internet, there is only one thing you can buy and own. That is the domain name. If you buy a domain name that belongs to your website, no one can create another website with the same domain name. Everything except the domain name is owned by the company or institution. Take this video as an example. Of course, we managed to publish this video. But if YouTube wanted to, then the video would disappear from the web. This leads to the next version of the internet, Web 3.0. The most important thing you can do on Web 3.0 is to have your internet. Everything you make or sell on this part of the internet is yours. You have all rights. This is because of blockchain, and more specifically because of NFTs. Most people see them as useless pixels on the screen, but some people spend millions on NFTs. To give you a better understanding of how NFTs work, let's talk about money first. What do you think about money? This paper is worth $100. Who told you that? Why would anyone trade merchandise for your paper? Because over the years, we have agreed that a paper currency has its value, which is a social consensus. It's not even physical. But because it makes swapping things easier, we all agree to use it. So NFTs are valuable because those who accept them think it's worth it. It provides ownership. Because it can be tracked in the blockchain. It cannot be copied. You don't agree with NFTs because you don't see what NFTs will become in the future, which is quite normal. Websites change over time. Compare to the first website to a Google map. Both are pages accessed from a specific link. However, the differences between them are huge. People say NFTs are scams, but they post pictures of them on Instagram in exchange for likes. Through the Web 3.0 network environment, you can achieve something. What is the way we interact with virtual reality now? This seems to be the only part people care about, even if it's only part of the Metaverse. Before holograms became a commodity, this was the most awesome thing we had right now. When someone says Facebook is building a Metaverse, it's simply wrong. Because they don't own the internet, blockchain, or virtual reality. It's like when Apple released the iPhone, they said they built network communications. It doesn't matter what Google or other companies are doing. Once blockchain becomes mainstream, the internet will be owned by individuals. This is incomprehensible to most people. For example, imagine you are an artist, and you create a song, and sell it in your smart contract in the form of an NFT for $1. You will receive 80% of the $1 every time your song is sold. The The remaining 20% goes to the account of the merchant who sells the song for you. Suppose someone buys your song for $1 and sells it to someone else for $1. In this case, you made $1 from the initial sale, 80 cents for the second sale, and 20 cents for the merchant. This can go on, and every time your song is sold, 80% of the earnings are automatically deposited into your cryptocurrency wallet. No Apple Music involved. Not only do you make a lot of money, but your community also makes money from your work. That's what personal ownership brings. Everything in the metaverse applies to this formula. That's what the metaverse is, and that's the rise of personal ownership. So how do you profit from it? You need to be a native of this new territory to see new opportunities. You need to understand how they came about, and you need to learn to embrace new knowledge. If you don't know how this new thing works, it can quickly become a nightmare for you. When the metaverse comes into mass life, you'll be left behind. The good news is that the metaverse is still in the early days of technology, and people are just beginning to explore this space. There is a lot of room for growth and many new opportunities. We will also make more videos related to the metaverse in the future. Subscribe to Monoponey so as not to miss related topics. Here is Monoponey. Welcome to like, comment and subscribe. See you next episode.